serve a president who is committed and has respect for human rights, and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we will make sure 2024 is peaceful. And for those theories about, you can we
the actions of the one behind that audio, for me, passes for treason.
Hello there, welcome to Let's Talk Ghana here on Seduce 2 Television. This is the show where we put Ghana first in all of our conversations. Coming up today, 50 plus minutes leaked audio leaves feathers ruffled as questions are asked over the stay of IGP Dr. George Ekufu Dampare. On today's edition of the show, we delve into the content of this said leaked audio, not entering who the personalities are, but what they say, the implications for the country, and ask questions as to whether or not the top job in the police service is one given to a hatchet man. I am Eric Mawina-Igbeta. This is Let's Talk Ghana. We'll return and delve into the matters shortly. You're welcome back to Let's Talk Ghana. This is the show where we put Ghana first in all of our conversations. It airs every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on Seduce 2 Television on YouTube, as well as on Facebook. As always, appreciative of the comment and feedback that we get from you, our cherished viewers, as we continue to delve into the matters that concern all of us seeking to make Ghana a better place for all. Well, on today's edition, I'm sure you might have seen or heard excerpts of it. We're going to be doing just that. The 50 minutes and some seconds audio clipping, which has been making the rounds on social media and on your WhatsApp platforms. I mean, that alleged audio, which, amongst many things, seeks to paint a picture of a planned attempt to have the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu Dampare, removed from office because he cannot allow the ruling government allegedly carry out mafia tactics during the 2024 elections, because elections is fully mafia. Raises serious concerns as to exactly what is that these top men do after long years of service. Should it not be about the country that we all sing about during national holidays, national events, and shout loudly on top of our voices from primary school all the while to SHS, the national anthem that we sing? Should it not be about that? And yet, what are the details of this audio clipping telling us? We're going to be delving into it and hearing for ourselves bits and pieces of this 50 plus minutes audio, and then bring you reactions that has been coming from the quarters of the government and then the minority in parliament. But first, the concern of why the IGP cannot be in position come elections 2024. And so who are the individuals in this set audio? There's one alleged former NPP chair of the Northern Region, one alleged commissioner of police, and another person, a third man who was seated during the conversation. And all throughout, there are actualities, humming sounds of a fan that is blowing, and even at a point, the noise of an aeroplane going by. 3 phone calls disrupt the conversation, and the alleged top official of the NPP picks up one of the phone calls and answers and speaking in the Hausa dialect. I mention all of this because there's an argument and the tendency to make the case that it could be doctored. But these actualities, these background actualities, I'll say that again, tend to give credence to exactly what it is that is heard on the tape. And by a lot of people, negates the perception that this all could be doctored. So what is the point that they make? That the Inspector General of Police cannot be trusted, cannot be the man that leads the police force come election 2024 because he's an NDC apparatchik and has been working in the interest of the NDC. Let's hear exactly what it is that transpired in that part where they say that he cannot be trusted, and if they want to break the 8, they need to have him removed.
This current IGP, if we make a mistake and take him to elections, we take him to the elections, to not help us. It will not help us at all. And I will not even mind if the position is not given to me, but that man is changed. Because he will not help us. He will not help us at all. At all. He will not help the party. He will not help some people. Yes. He will help the party at all. I know there are others who are also looking for this. If I don't get, then this man is changed. And those people that we think they are our men, yes, like it. I will not be, I will say happy. Because we need to break this 8. That is the first one. So we need to break the 8. We need to break the 8. Oh, yes. That's true. Because I wouldn't want doctor to become the gun, and then we lose the relationship. But hey, no, give you the position, give you the 8. Well, this IGP is not correct. He won't help us. And like you have done politics, elections is not just. Well, sometimes elections mafia work is inside.
No, not sometimes.
I'm just
that one. Mafia work is inside, not on sometimes. It's not sometimes. It is.
And this man sitting down up there will not help our party to do anything.
Become a party who give you IGP.
He will not.
Right. So that's the first part where they make the case that Dr. George Akuffo Dampare should not be allowed, and the Commissioner of Police makes the argument strongly that he should not be allowed to lead the police service come election 2024. One of the reasons he cites is the just ended by-elections at Asin North, where he says that the IGP moved everybody into the Asin North constituency and ensured that nothing could be done, nothing untoward could be done. That's the argument. And so moving the entire police service, allegedly, according to this audio, to Asin North to ensure a free, transparent process, the picking up of individuals, the police responding quickly to alleged shooting incidents and the likes, was a challenge to some, according to this audio. What does this tell you? What does this tell you as an ordinary Ghanaian? It is in the interest of political parties to visit mayhem because it best serves their interests. All they think about is power and the fact that they need to execute and win an election. Not development, but power. Let's listen again to the argument as to why the IGP should be removed. This time, basing the argument on Asin North and the fact that because of the actions taken by the IGP which did not allow for mayhem, he cannot be trusted. Let's listen.
Look at this Asin North. You have picked every police officer to Asin North now. Including all the big men in Accra before all go to Asin North. What are they going to do? So everywhere policemen will be there. So how do we do motivation? How do we shouldn't make that mistake at all? You know about this current man will not help us. Me here, I've been a member since long time before I even joined the service. And now we need, because if you don't break the 8, me, that is my useless. That is my only objective. Anybody I meet, I tell them, But we need this man can't help. Can't help.
But why do you people do not talk with that?
Said it, he didn't believe us. We told them that we would regret. And they
You
told
told our people.
they thought because we were also fighting the position, that's why we are destroying. But when they started arresting party people, that's when they saw that. When we said it, I said, we told you. I didn't listen. And we are still sitting down, watching. You watch and go to position.
They're not sitting.
So there you had it for yourself that because of the intervention, they could not carry out. And if you listen to the audio, there's a lot of talk about mafia and how elections is full mafia. And so you need to guard your loins, gird your loins, and ensure that you're ready and ready to face the battle. Then they move on to the conversation about why or how Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia did not recommend him for the position of IGP. Dr. Bawumia, by the way, sits on the police council, is actually the head. And so his advice and recommendation will be greatly sought after when there's a need to appoint an IGP. The said Commissioner of Police makes the argument that Dr. Bawumia did not appoint him, and Dr. Bawumia currently allegedly knows that should he go to the 2024 general elections, having won the primaries of the NPP with Dr. George Ekufu Dampare, he would have troubles winning the 2024 elections. That's another of the allegations that is being made in this 50 plus minutes audio. So what again does this tell you? If you listen to the audio properly, how party affiliation is crucial for an individual to get the top job as Inspector General of Police. Utterly sickening. Utterly disappointing. Utterly sickening. But I won't bore you too much. Let's just listen to that bit. We'll come back and listen to the final bit because it's a long audio. Maybe we'll share the link subsequently on Studios 2 television where you could go and watch for yourself. And then you can listen proper to exactly what it is that has been said. Then we'll get reactions. This is Let's Talk Ghana. Let's just take a listen to that bit as well. We'll return and then try and get a bit more.
A man knows that when President Muhammad comes, you will maintain.
You will maintain him as IGP. He's a fully integrated work.
He knows.
You think how much you?
You know the conversation level. Because he is not, maybe you find out yourself, he is not in good terms with like
Hmm?
he's not in good terms with no.
He's not a good guy.
I'm telling you, like you find out if you are close to Dr. Bawumia.
I'm not Dr. Bawumia.
Find out yourself. Because he knows that Dr. Bawumia did not recommend him as IGP. He didn't recommend. No, he didn't recommend. It's really a true people superimpose him on.
Maybe a true uncle.
He didn't recommend. So he knows. So he knows that Dr. Bawumia gets power now. Chief.
Yeah, sure. I'll talk to him.
And Dr. Bawumia knows that they take him to elections. You have difficulties. Right? You'll be fine.
So you heard it for yourself. These are not our words here at Studios 2 Television, but the words of a commissioner of police having a conversation with a top man in the governing New Patriotic Party in relation to the Inspector General of Police. That's what we're doing today. We're seeking to just break down portions of it, have you listen to it, ask yourself certain questions when you decide to go out, campaign vigorously for somebody, when you decide to go out and not look at the issues, when you decide to go out and throw your sense of reasoning away because you were born into a particular party and as such you must toe a particular line. These are the thoughts of the people expected to be leading change and influencing decision and causing change all across the spheres of the country. The last one is about a rift between the IGP and the military hierarchy, where he's even arresting military commanders when they flout traffic regulations and the likes. As such, he's not somebody who plays ball, hence he must be removed. And this is no defense of Dr. George Ekufu Dampare, by the way. We're not seeking to defend him and say that, oh, he's doing something great, and so, because it just paints a picture of where it is that we are as a country and how worrying it is. Let's listen to, again, another part of the leaked audio where this claim as well is made. We return and then we get reactions and ask a few questions of ourselves, and then we wrap up. This is Let's Talk Ghana.
And whatever we need to do to get somebody else to supervise these elections, we need to do. Because as we speak, this IG is not good. He is not fine with the military officers.
Not fine.
With military men. He's fighting the army and armed forces.
Why?
You know, you find out. In the army officer is your friend, call him, ask him, what's up? But how do you see this idea? I will tell you. Has been arresting military cars, commanders' cars. Yes. Find out yourself.
Hey, be serious.
Yes.
You arrest commanders of our armed forces.
You find out.
Why should you do so?
No, I don't know, but some pride.
But me, I also blame people like who know what's going on.
Like you tell people, because I didn't know you. So I cannot just get up and come to you and then tell you things. But those that you know, you tell them everything. But when you tell them, they think, oh, next time, maybe it's because you wanted to be IGP and they didn't give it to you. That's why. So when you tell the person, he decide not to listen.
But me, I thought they said because he was a party member.
He has never been a party member. Anybody who says so doesn't know him. This was the aide he come to the late president, Professor Atamels. This current IG was the ADC to Professor Atamels. How can a NPP party member become ADC to Professor Atamels?
Me, I didn't know this. I didn't know how would have told them.
They knew all.
And so, just brief summaries of exactly what it is that is captured in that 50 plus minutes audio recording. It's a leaked audio recording. When we started off, I mentioned certain actualities which almost want to make you believe. But look, let's put everything aside. These issues are cause for serious concern for each and every one as Ghanaians. For far too long, we have allowed leadership decide on certain course of actions and done things which continue to blow back in our faces. In the next general elections, we'll need to take charge of our own mandate. We'll need to stake a claim and make a statement to the leadership of both parties that enough is enough, and we as a people cannot continue to sit aloof and allow some of these things continue to go under the bridge. These are allegations, but what does it tell you? It tells you that some of the things that we have seen in the past, the violence which has been witnessed, even at the 2020 elections, could have been instigated or supervised at the behest of an IGP Could that be reason why investigations into the killings at Techiman South have not been unraveled? These are questions that can be asked. Is that the reason why for every top job, once the government loses power, immediately all the persons associated are removed? Even for state institutions which are supposed to be non-partisan, like the Ghana Police Service, persons openly admitting to promotions being handed over to persons who are affiliated to political parties. What happened to credentials? What happened to qualification? What happened to expertise? These are concerns that we cannot continue to turn a blind eye to as a people, because in one way or the other, it affects all of us. What will be the response of government? There's been response already. The Interior Minister Ambrose Derry says that he doesn't pay heed to these. These are allegations that cannot be substantiated. And the government is committed to executing a clean 2024 elections. Let's listen to Ambrose Derry.
There is no plot to remove anybody. I don't know about you. Well, I said my president and I do what is policy to bring the development of this country. I'm not sure I want to get involved in investigation thing, except that they relate to crime. Then we'll do that. But I think that so far, I think we're doing well. You will agree we're doing well. Right? So I can assure you that I serve a president who is committed and has respect for human rights. And Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we will make sure 2024 is peaceful. And for those theories about, we can imagine things. We have rich imaginations to go on. One thing is certain, 2024 would not be a violent election by anybody, and no one will want to thwart the will of the people. If you vote us in, you vote us in. If you vote outside, you vote out. And we've shown that before.
Ambrose Derry is the Interior Minister of the country, seeking to say he's speaking the mind of the president. For the minority, this cannot wash. It calls for investigation as the comments in the alleged audio are treasonable. James Agaga is a ranking on the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament. He spoke to the Parliamentary Press Corps yesterday.
The audio is authenticated. Then it would mean that there are people within government circles, the MPP, who have resorted to some evil machinations to subvert the will of the electorate in 2024. That, for me, is an important revelation which must be taken very seriously. If it is indeed true that it is a DCOP or whatever, I don't know what his rank is, the one behind or who actually spoke to some of his people, and this thing has now leaked, I think he needs to be investigated and dealt with in accordance with law, because there are machinations aimed at what? Subverting the will of the people. Until now, I have never known that we have NDC IGPs, MPP IGPs. I've never known that. What I do know is that the IGPs are supposed to be professional. They rise through the rank. And if there is a vacancy, the president exercises his power to appoint an IGP. But when the president appoints an officer as IGP, that person doesn't become a party IGP, an MPP IGP, or an NDC IGP. I'm hearing this for the first time on the audio, that somebody is not an MPP IGP, and so they should bring on board an MPP IGP. If not, election 2024 is going to be difficult for them. Is that a confirmation that Techiman was manipulated with the collusion of our security services? Is that an admission on the part of Alex Mensah? What does he know about the killings in Techiman? Did he know or have something to do with Ayawasowe's war gone by elections? So the said officer needs to be seriously interrogated. And if it is the authenticity of that audio is established, then he must be charged. His actions, the actions of the one behind that audio, for me, passes for treason. And this matter must be dealt with as such. It passes for treason. It is an attempt to subvert the will of the Ghanaian people in 2024. The ramifications can be very dire. We will not dismiss what has been said. The revelations in that audio are very serious. And so, for me, rather than dismiss what is contained in the audio, I think I would urge the Interior Minister to take steps, and very quickly, to get to the bottom of the matter. The person suspected to have been responsible for that audio needs to be investigated.
So that's the ranking on the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament, and that's how we'll end today's edition of Let's Talk Ghana. No further comment, but seeking to see what unfolds in the coming days. By way of news, though, the Elections Committee of the governing New Patriotic Party, they've submitted, the vetting committee, I should say, they've submitted their report to the party. The parties are still not seeking to disclose exactly the content, but as and when it does come out, trust that here on Let's Talk Ghana will bring details to you. I am Eric Mawina Egbeta, and as always, we put Ghana first, and so put Ghana first as well. Many thanks for watching.
Studios 2 TV. The truth is here in your eyes.